What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I have Char Hammel, who's a Nevada USBC Hall of Famer, one of the best female bowlers in Las Vegas. Yeah, she. And today we're going to be reviewing the Revenant, and then we're going to do a comparison. I'm going to compare it to my Hyroad Pearl. Char is going to compare it to her Phaze 5. In the description, there's going to be a link to the other balls reviews. If you want all that information, all that additional information is going to be in the description. So Char, you've never thrown the Revenant, but I have. So what are your expectations? Because you did like the Spectre.
Yes, I did. I did like my Spectre. It probably hooked a little too much for me here, but I like the shape of the ball very much, and I honestly never had a chance to throw it anywhere besides here at the South Point.
And what's the layout on yours? Maybe we can show the layouts.
My layout, by my specifications, is a 45 by 4.5 by 40.
Oh, okay, so mine's pretty close. Mine's 30 by 4 by 30.
Okay, yeah, I typically like my numbers a little higher.
All right, so we're gonna be here at South Point on lane 31, we're gonna call it. We're gonna be here on lane 31 on a fresh, typical house shot, comparing the two balls. Let us know if you wanna keep Char on the channel full time. Maybe we can convince her into doing that. We'll see you guys here on the lanes. All right, so we're gonna start the video out here with Char throwing her Revenant. She is standing at 16 with her feet, looking to hit about 9-10 at the arrows. Good shot to start. All right, so that last shot for Char looked really good. We're just gonna go right back to that same zone. And after that first shot, she already said how much she liked it.
Ooh, bumped him.
You're paying off that 6. All right, so this is gonna be Char's last shot with the Revenant before I get on the lanes and before she gets to her Phaze 5. Looked like she leaked that right a little bit. Did you miss right a little?
Just a little.
Yeah. All right, so now I'm on the lanes here with the Revenant. I'm gonna be a little bit farther left than her. By the looks of it, I'm about 10 left of where she is.
Nice.
4 for 4 to start. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a nice little comparison here between Char's game and mine. I'm gonna go again right back to that same spot here. Oh, kind of stuck. I stuck there, my kind of. All right, so this will be my last shot here with the Revenant before I get into the Hyroad Pearl and before Char gets into the Phaze 5. All right, so this is going to be Char throwing her Phaze 5 here, comparing it to the Revenant, and she is standing at 18, so it's a 2-board move left for her. Looks like a pretty good shot. Yeah, that's way smoother. So Char's going to move 1 back right here to 17. Now, her being a lower rev rate player, the moves are going to be smaller. She just got done telling me that this is the first ball that she's had success with a pinned down layout. I think that's gonna be flush. Hit him thin, watch him spin. All right, so Char's gonna go right back to that same spot. She did, however, mention that if we were bowling for score or competing, that she would still be chasing this Phaze 5 a little more right. Hey, that looks good to me. All right, so I'm gonna throw the Hyroad Pearl. First shot's gonna be from the same spot as the Revenant. I do think that the Hyroad Pearl is gonna be weaker, cleaner, and maybe quicker down lane. Check, check, check. Yeah, that was pretty much exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Super clean, super quick down lane. Missed right a little bit. Man, that's a Char Hammel hit right there.
That's right.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing already is that the Revenant's just gonna be like a step up in every way from the Hyroad Pearl. Oh. All right, so we're coming off the lanes. First group of shots, we each threw the Revenant 3 times. You threw the Phaze 5 3 times, Hyroad Pearl 3 times. What are you seeing is the biggest difference between the Phaze 5 when compared to that Revenant?
I think the Revenant went through the back a little stronger than the Phaze 5 did.
You mean like more continuing through the,
A little more angular through the back on the Revenant. And looking at the two balls, I think my numbers will be similar. So
like where you're standing?
Right, where I'm standing, where I'm looking.
Well, that's what we were talking about off camera, that for her, the Revenant and the Phaze 5 are going to allow her to play the same part of the lane, but the motions are pretty differently.
Right.
And then for me, kind of like I said before one of those shots, the Hyroad Pearl has given me a very similar look to the Revenant, but it's way cleaner through the fronts. And I think it's producing a little bit more shape down lane, and I think that's because of the R2S Pearl versus the R3S Pearl. So we're gonna get back on the lanes. I'm gonna start creeping left a little bit, and are you gonna, I'd like to see at least one shot of your Phaze 5 from that 16 board,
right,
just to see if it goes like dead
right,
flush like the Revenant was.
Right.
All right, so this is Char back in the Revenant. She's gonna go back to that 16 board on her feet. She wants to see if that shot is still there or if there's any transition. This looks like a pretty big miss left. Hey, still struck.
Hey, it's still there.
All right, so we're gonna pretend that last shot didn't even happen. Char's gonna go back to 16 to see if any of the shots that I threw created enough transition for her to warrant starting to chase it left. And that looks like it's pretty good. Nice. All right, so off camera, Char just got done telling me that last shot was a little grabby. She's trying to force it to the spot. So we're gonna try to not grab it and get the ball, there we go, to float through the fronts there.
Oh! That was better.
All right, so I'm back in the Revenant. I'm gonna move like 3 left, kinda just to see. Char's not seeing a lot of transition, so I don't think I will either. So this will just be like a test shot here. Yeah, I'm gonna move back right. I went like 3 left. All right, so I'm gonna move that 3 boards back right to where it looked really good in the intro, and we'll see here. Oh, I missed right by a mile.
Oh.
Spray and pray. All right, one more shot for me with the Revenant before I get into the Hyroad Pearl. Let's get this one more up the lane here. All right, so this is Char here in the Phaze 5, casually throwing a 9-bagger to start. She's gonna be at 16, almost 17. See how this is gonna look here. Ooh, the streak is over. So coming off that miss, Char's gonna move 2 right to 15 and let the Phaze 5 see the friction a little sooner in hopes that it'll read a little harder and go through the pins. Oh yeah, that. See, that's like a lot of over-under. All right, so Char's gonna split the difference between those 2 shots. She was at 17, then went to 15. Now she's gonna go to 16. And a lot of over-under with her so far with this one. That's gonna be good. Bang, bang.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna be in the Hyroad Pearl. Again, I'm not gonna make a very big move because it's just us 2 bowling. Not a lot of transition here. Did you think that was gonna be 0? Because I thought it was gonna be 0. All right, my goal was not to get it that far right. So let's move our eyes in a little and just make a better shot here. Man. All right, so Char just gave me a tip, and I'm gonna implement it here. So if I strike, we're gonna give her all the credits here. I felt the difference. All right, so we're almost done with the video here, comparing the Revenant. We're reviewing the Revenant and then showing you guys a couple comparisons. Char mentioned that she's thinking about cracking the surface of the Phaze 5.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe for the people who don't know, is that to separate the differences between the 2 because they're a little too similar?
I believe they are pretty close together, and if I'm going to keep my arsenal well-rounded, if I can put a little surface on the Phaze 5 I think it'll pick up a little sooner and hopefully give me a little different look.
A little different look. So we're gonna get on the lanes now. We're gonna drop the camera angle a little bit, show a little footwork kind of angle. And I don't even know if I'm gonna start chasing a left yet. There's like no transition on the lane so far.
No, they're
So
staying pretty consistent.
We might have to start filming here more often because on 1 and 2, I'd be in the left gutter already. Yeah. All right, so we'll get back on the lanes. So this is Char in the Revenant. Have you missed yet with the Revenant? I think Char cheated left a little bit. I think she's at like 16.5 right now. Just to create a little bit more shape through the fronts. Not a whole lot, but man, this Revenant's looking really good for her. Oh man, we jinxed it. So coming off that last shot, it's a pretty simple move for Char. Just don't miss right. The last shot, she got it into the friction a little too fast, which resulted in that 6-10 combination. Perfect shot. Yeah, so it's safe to say that Char likes her Revenant. Struck 8 out of 9 times. And you guys know how much I like my Revenant. Why can't my 6-pin do what your 6-pin does, right? All right, so again, I've been missing right a lot this video, and I think that's why I left that 10-pin. So this is going to be a better shot here. Hopefully strike here for you guys. All right, that was a really good shot. Really looking to just repeat that here and end on a good note with the Revenant. Push. Oh. All right, so this is Char back in the Phaze 5, and she's going right back to that 16 with her feet. The last shot she threw from there was absolutely dead flush. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really good. We're going right back to that same spot. The last 2 from here have been really flush. Yeah, that's gonna be flush. Oh! Man, I thought that was a pretty good shot. So this is gonna be Char's last shot here. And coming off the last one, she's gonna move 1 board right with her feet and 0 with her eyes. Just to get it a little bit more up the lane and hopefully not jump off the friction. Wow. All right, so Char's all done now. My turn here. Finish it off in the Hyroad Pro. Okay, I gotta move in. So I'm gonna move like 3 and 2 left off that shot. Just cause that hooked a lot. All right, this will be the last shot of the video here. Hopefully I can end on a good note, just like Char did.
There you go.
Hyroad. All right, so now we're all done reviewing the Revenant and comparing it to some other balls in our arsenal. And where do you think the Revenant is gonna fit in your arsenal?
Well, to me it looks like it's going to be a medium to light oil lane condition for me. And because I'm pretty sure if I got into heavy oil that it wouldn't probably be enough through the fronts. So I would probably place it between maybe my dark code and going below that would probably be my global burner.
The burner?
I like the burner. So that's...
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of the same thing. It's definitely going to be a ball that I'm not going to throw in any kind of heavy oil, especially because it's that shiny with a pretty weak cover. So like for me, it's going to be in between, you know, like, I think it's like in between the Absolute and then maybe like my Hyroad Pearl, even though I think the Hyroad Pearl might be a little closer to the Revenant. But that's kind of the strength levels that I'm looking at. Less than the Absolute, more than the Hyroad Pearl. It might even be really close to that Burner Pearl as well.
Right.
Just as a good medium point between the two. Let us know in the comments what you thought about having Char on the channel. I, for one, really appreciate having you on here because it gives us a completely different look than what you're used to on my channel. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate being here.
So make sure to like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. We
Roll up a
appreciate it.
storm.
Bull up a storm.